Oh, yeah. Mhm. I was just reading this article from Monday, September 23rd.
Yes.
Mhm. And it's Saturday.
Yeah.
Mm. It looks like Bishop Budnick,
Yes.
my son, he experienced an injury while playing a football game. Now, I had mentioned the Quilcene sophomore running back, Bishop Budnick.
Yes.
He had a second half with an ankle injury.
Yes.
Before the game, my ankle was a little injured and I decided to play through it.
Right.
And then I tackled him and he landed on my ankle and destroyed it.
Yes.
Now, from last Monday, about 5 days ago,
Yeah.
it was last Saturday that this took place. It looks like that I'm not able to get the actual laws enforced. Now, as I mentioned in previous videos and emails, I'm somewhat concerned about the actual medical condition. And I just wondered, did you get a copy of that stipulation order? Now, I told you to give me my sons. Do you understand? And you decided that you're just not going to do that. See, there's a big problem with the issuance of protection orders
Yes.
where you named my five sons,
Right.
but the respondent did not receive actual notice of the hearing.
Yeah.
The respondent was not present at the hearing.
Yeah.
The order was not issued in accordance with the full faith and credit provisions of the Violence Against Women's Act. And I explained to the court that you do have the obligation to remove this
Yes.
because you issued it for 10 years. Now, when you issue a court order for 10 years,
Uh-huh.
and the actual jurisdiction of any and all no contact orders
Yes.
was with the Superior Court of Guam. That's the court that issued the stipulation and order.
Yeah.
You need to remove this. Does somebody have a difficult time understanding what I'm explaining to you? See, there's this problem.
Right.
My wife motioned the court for a protection order in 2011, while all of the actual laws that related to myself, my wife, and my kids was in the jurisdiction of Guam and happens to still be in the jurisdiction of Guam.
Yeah.
Because there was no due process to myself when you petitioned the court for dissolution of marriage. And then when you had me arrested for the petition for dissolution of marriage,
Yeah.
and she motioned for default dissolution of marriage, the court did not have jurisdiction to act
Yes.
because 90 days had not elapsed before you could act on the motion for default dissolution of marriage. Now, since the stipulation in the order required
Yes.
that the stipulation and the order would be included,
Yeah.
the protection orders that you issued as a court happen to be, well, in violation of numerous laws. Could you remove them? I'd like to know how Bishop is doing, and I can't contact my sons as long as there's still a protection order. Now, the petitioner did not sign it. No. Mm-mm. This is a forgery. Now, this is a very, very significant concern
Yes.
because when you use forgeries as the petitioner, Heidi Lee Budner,
Yes.
when you use forgeries as court officers and the actual jurisdiction of law happens to be the Superior Court of Guam because you never gave me any actual due process.
Yes.
Guam could sue the state of Washington for the use of forgeries. Now, I'm concerned that you don't realize the significance of the crimes that I'm documenting. Well, Bishop had an injury, yes, last Saturday during a football game. Yes, I had sent you emails for 3 years and 9 months, right? And you had court hearings where I did not get any notice of the court hearings, yes, because of the fraud, the mail fraud of mailing the court notices instead of serving me before having court hearings. Now, when it says mail returned unclaimed, yes, these documents, the proposed parenting plan, yeah, and the motion declaration of temporary order, yes, they should have had included what is known as the stipulation and order from Guam. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to motion the court. You're going to have to remove your fraud. And you're going to have to return my sons to me because they're kidnapped. Yeah. They're being held hostage. Yes. They're being held against their will. Yes. Now, I documented that they were in the wrong grades. Yeah. Then I documented that I didn't get any due process. Yes. And I wasn't in Brennan. No. I wasn't in Sequim, Washington. Yes. I haven't violated the restraint provisions right now. See, when being arraigned on the 19th day of September of 2017, yes, homeless, 919, yep. I explained to Judge Landis that she should read the protection order. The petitioner didn't sign it. Now, Brent Baisden took it upon himself to issue court orders where there was no jurisdiction of the state of Washington to issue them. And I'm wanting you to remove them so that I can reside with my sons. And I want to know how Bishop's ankle is. Yeah. And they're playing football today. Is that what they're doing? You know, if my sons are involved in a football game for the Quilcene High School today, yes, I don't know if he'll ever get out of prison. Now, did the high school continue to enforce the dissolution of marriage? Yes. Where I did not receive any notice of actual court hearings? Yes. hmm hmm That you issued the parenting plan, the order for support, the residential time? Yes. Findings of fact and conclusions of law and decree of dissolution? Yes. Without the enforcement of the stipulation and order from the Superior Court of Guam. Did you do that? Where are they? Where are my sons at?